If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
Hit it!
I'm your host, Lana Brown.
And I'm your co-host, Felicity Bramblebush. And welcome to Multiple Talking Women.
Oh my God, my body is aflutter. We are so excited to have our guest today. He is multi-talented, creative, very kind soul. Felicity, what do you have to add to that before we yell out the name?
Well, I think it's important to mention that he is an actor.
Oh, he is on-
He is a Grand Crew,
Yes.
my favorite show. Yes. And I have to say, Echo KELLUM. Did we say his name yet? Echo KELLUM is here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are joy in a bottle. You are absolute, brimming out the top of a giant bottle just with joy. How do
And
you
it is
maintain?
a giant bottle, if I might add.
Yeah.
How
I'm
tall are you?
I'm 6'5". I wish. I think 200 centimeters. How do you do kilometers? Is it centimeters? 200?
I thought you were telling us your weight. You're 200 pounds.
Oh, I'm like 215.
Oh, okay.
6'5", 215.
Oh, my
yeah.
So he is
Yeah.
lean, but still muscular enough.
Yes, enough. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's exactly how I would describe myself.
Yeah, it's perfect.
actually.
You don't
Yeah,
want to be rippling with too many muscles. It's
Yeah.
like, who is that elephant coming my way?
Exactly.
You know?
Your character on Grand Crew is named Noah,
Yes.
and he is a hopeless romantic. Is that right?
He is. Yeah.
He's so positive, and you are so positive. How do you react? I can't even imagine. You're driving down Ventura Boulevard. Someone pulls out in front of you. You nearly crash into them. Do you maintain this bottle of joy?
Oh, I'm not perfect, but I
don't
am
believe
very
that.
much. I do always try to think of de-escalation. So if someone cuts me off, I'll definitely not be happy. But as long as they're have a moment of hey, sorry about that or something like that, I generally try to let it pass and
I follow
keep
them
pushing.
home. I will follow them home.
I know
Yeah.
you do.
Somebody did follow me home one time, like a driver, and it was. I thought about this guy for probably 3 years. So I was just one day he's gonna show up.
What
when
did
I
you do
least-
wrong?
I think maybe I didn't do a full stop at a stop sign, and then he literally was for blocks, and then I thought I was oh wait, why did I go home? I should have
Right?
just went anywhere else because
That is concerning.
That's a Hollywood role, right?
Yeah, it's called a California roll.
A California roll.
It's a California roll.
That's a California roll.
California roll. Yeah, and he obviously wasn't from California because he was very slighted.
I bet a lot of people follow you home.
I hope I am a better driver than that.
No, I mean, people follow you home because you are an incredibly talented, deeply funny, wise, spiritual.
There's also an energy that he emits. And can I just say, Felicity and I don't agree on a lot.
We really
She's
don't.
kind of one way and I'm another. We're best friends. But we both get such a positive and good vibe from you. Has there ever been a time in kind of before you hit it with Grand Crew and actually you had Arrow?
Yes.
I mean, there's a long list of programs that you've really set your claim on.
Yeah, I've been
Set your
very
claim
fortunate.
on.
But
yeah.
is there a rejection that sort of stings?
Oh man,
Maybe
there's
not.
there was one in terms of career wise. There was one rejection that I definitely thought about for a long time, and basically I was almost the voice of American Express for their whole campaign.
Jesus Christ.
I went 4 or 5 different levels to auditions. The last one was with the CFO of the company, and it came down to me and Ethan Hawke.
Oh, wow. I mean,
Oh, wow. But wow, what a person to be on
Yeah.
the you and Ethan Hawke, man.
Yeah, the Before trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies. Love
too.
Richard Linklater. Yeah, it's yeah. That's my dream of just I mean, not the 20 years before
Right.
we get together, but just meeting someone and
Was that Billy Crudup before that was, I think, American Express for a long
Yeah, I
Who's
think
the ad
so.
that's baseball with your dad?
That's
priceless?
That's
Priceless.
MasterCard.
No, was that MasterCard?
That was
Yeah,
Master-
that's MasterCard.
Oh, that's MasterCard.
Please
Okay.
do your
What's
research.
the tagline for American
I think
Express?
American
Because this is everyone's they're listening right now.
Yeah. It's something like American Express is something like Built Better with American Express. It's something like that. I forgot exactly what.
Give us that again.
Built Better with American Express.
They're sorry
see?
now.
Yes,
They're sorry now.
you know, yeah.
Doesn't Ethan Hawke have enough?
I mean, but he's so talented.
He is so
like,
talented.
if you're gonna take an L, taking it to someone as great as Ethan Hawke is like, you know.
You were up there. You were like,
was
it's
up
either
there.
him or you. So I
Yeah.
think it's a win for you.
Did he call you?
You know, he didn't. But
Okay.
I did see him recently on the Jumbotron at the Knicks game. That he showed up, and it was like Ethan Hawke, and I was like, there he is. Yeah. Yep. And it was like celebrities who are here, and it didn't show me obviously because like,
It should have.
why would it? But you know,
Well,
it was
I'm
like
upset
it was
about
cool.
that.
Like there they are. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Going back to Grand Crew,
Mm-hmm.
it's based on your friends?
Yeah. It's
that
based on
right?
my actual friend group. Yeah.
How did that happen?
Okay, so we're all improvisers and comedians and whatnot, and we're all people of color. We're all people of color, pretty much. And so we would just meet. Like Phil found this wine bar. He had like a meeting there one day, and then he was like, "Yo, we should hit this up," you know. And so we just would start meeting at this wine bar every week, and we talk about like career stuff and like love and you know what it is, just like be in the city and everything like that. And Phil was going to develop a show with Dan Gore, who's our executive producer, creator of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, really great guy. And he came to meet Phil at the wine bar to just like talk. And then they were just like, Dan was like, this is the show, I think. This should be the show here, like what you guys are doing here. And so they pitched to NBC and
Yeah.
I mean,
lo and behold, yeah.
I mean that is the dream, isn't it?
It is, and people listening who don't work in Hollywood don't realize that's huge just for something to actually make it through. Also, which you might not know about us, is Felicity is not a person of color. In case you
I'm not.
think pink is.
I'm not. I'm white, but I believe white is a color.
It is, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
But Lana has peppers of color.
Yes.
So that's, I just needed to throw that out there.
yeah,
Peppers?
I see the peppers. Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
So, okay, so let's segue because Echo's really into Broadway.
Yes, I am.
And I saw an Instagram post of yours, which was like 50 playbills of the
Yeah.
shows that you went to see. You saw almost everything. Can you
Yeah.
expand a little bit?
Yeah, you know, my first Broadway show I ever saw was in 2012, Book of Mormon, and I had never I'd done the theater scene in Chicago, but I'd never been in like musicals or anything like that, and it really blew me away. So every year I would visit summer, I would see like 1 or 2 shows, 3 shows, like every year it kind of build up. The pandemic happened, and there was no shows, and then I got a place in New York in 2021. And so, like, I saw, like, 7 shows that summer. But then last summer, I was just like, I want to see everything as humanly possible. I probably saw at least 2 shows a week, sometimes even 3, 4. And it was the best summer. It was so amazing.
Do you feel like you are becoming a real critic of theater?
I think I'm the worst critic in the world because sometimes I'm just like, I just love it. It was just
Of course,
fun.
and of course he would. Of course he would. Of course you would celebrate everyone up on
Because
that
he
stage.
gets it, because he's an artist.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he sees they're putting their art and heart and soul out there.
Yeah. You know, but I will say, I saw a show, I'm not going to even say the name of it because
Please
they're
say
not
it.
directing it. I
Okay,
saw a
fine.
show out here in LA recently, and it was so bad. Like, I had a visceral reaction like,
I have a feeling I know what.
oh my God. I was like, why? Like, and people around me were like loving it. And I'm just like, this is so, what's happening right now? Like, my friend wanted to leave after Act 1, and then we stayed. And it was basically like what I could only imagine was like if you told an AI to like write a play about Black trauma and put as much as you could in a family trauma. And I just felt like I was like, this is so strong. Oh my God! Like I'm like, they're not gonna do that. Oh my God, they're doing that. No, that's too obvious. He's doing it. It was like that kind of thing. And I was like, whew. But yeah,
I have this experience often in an audience where I become really concerned with everyone around me, how they're enjoying the show. And I'll focus on someone like, does he think this is funny? Why isn't he laughing at this? Is he enjoying this part? Do you ever do that?
I mean, I think that's human nature to see if anyone, like, if we are connecting, if like we have similar sensibilities. We sometimes like it's nice to share in that human connection where you're all thinking something's funny or you're all like touched. Like I brought a friend to see. So my friends, they're from the inner city in Chicago, so a little bit probably more street than most people's friends. And one of my friends visited me from Austin, Texas, and I had to take him to see the show. I saw it 6 times last summer called
Which one?
Strange Loop.
Yes.
And
I saw it.
It was so good.
I wept.
Literally, I grew up like a very religious kid, so like there was like elements of that really connected with me. And my friend, I brought him to see it, and I was definitely like checking in a lot because I know it was like material he probably doesn't take in his life usually. But he walked away being like, yo, that was a dope ass show, you know? And I was just like, that's like, just for him to see the artistry of it, because I took him to his first Broadway show, like right before the pandemic. I think we saw Waitress and we saw Hamilton, then he saw Book of Mormon in Texas on his own. So it was just like really cool, but I definitely check in.
You turned him on.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you ever feel trapped in a theater?
Oh, you read my mind. I was going to
Oh
say
my
something
God,
about this.
yeah. I mean, sometimes these like 3-hour, 15-minute plays, I'm just like, oh boy. And then I'm tall too, so like if I'm not on the edge, sometimes I can feel kind of claustrophobic because I'm just like, oh God, all I want to do is stretch out my
You
legs.
got to
so
know where your
bad.
exits are.
You gotta.
Now,
Yeah.
you grew up doing theater, is that correct?
I did grow up doing theater in Chicago.
What was
yeah.
the first play that you ever did?
The first play I ever did was this woman named Cassandra Parker. She was a black woman in Chicago, entrepreneur, and she started this community theater group, community theater, hey,
Thank you.
called KRP2, which stood for Kids Are People Too. And
Because they are.
They sure,
they
they
are.
sure are. And I'm
Yeah.
tired of people saying they're not.
yeah, there's a big contingency online where they're like, kids aren't people.
Kids are not
you know?
people.
Yeah, so
No, I'm on those message boards and I am reminding them day in, day out.
are you in it like as a sleeper cell? Like, do they know that you're against, that you are for kids being people, or are you like just kind of like monitoring and seeing?
I monitor and I also operate sleeper cells.
Ooh, I like that.
A number
Yeah.
of them, actually.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's
Yeah.
very
So
cool.
what role did you play in this?
I played 2 roles.
Oh, multi.
I played Scrooge,
Oh.
who was like the foil of the kids, and he was like trying to like take down Christmas and all that stuff like that. And I played the best friend of the lead. I played like his best friend in the first act, and then I transitioned to Scrooge. So it was very fun. I just love doing community, and it was paid. Like it was paid
Oh,
work
that's
too, which is like
huge.
pretty amazing.
How do you adjust from, I'm not in the arts? I dabble. For a moment, I thought maybe, but
She was a Jellicle. We were both Jellicle
we were
cats.
Jellicle
Jellicle
cats.
cats.
We were
And
Jellicle.
cats.
But then I met my husband, and I started popping out children, and I live to serve him. So
yeah.
I don't do much except
What you have in common, you're very religious. He said he grew up very religious. Is that
I'm also a woman of God.
What type of what religion would you
What type of
say?
God, really?
What type of God? Yeah, Yahweh. Would we,
Our,
no.
Christian.
our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's
Evangelical, Pentecostal,
100%,
Baptist?
all the
Ooh.
way down to my very tiniest bones.
Speaking in tongues.
I have been known to speak in tongues.
Okay, my
I have
mother, evangelical.
okay.
My grandma was a pastor for a few years. I went to church probably 5 times a week as a kid.
My goodness, did you
Wow.
sing? Did you sing in the choir?
I did not sing. I did like the church plays though. I'd be like Moses and like
Do you remember a line as Moses?
I think we were related into the kind of Charleston Heston version of it a little. So like, let my people go, like that kind of thing. So that movie was a pretty big movie.
Our
for all
God is
religious
an
families.
awesome God.
He reigns from heaven above. Can I say, I had one of the cutest dates one time.
Oh.
When me and this girl, we went to a beach, and it was like kind of early on, like date, and we both talked about our religious upbringings, and we just started singing all the Christian songs we knew as kids, and then we would play them and like just like laugh and just it was a really fun.
I am
time.
like almost drenched just hearing about that. Because it sounds wholesome and yet at the beach and fun. And,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And they're
it
great
was-
songs, and people don't talk
great
about it
songs,
enough.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
joyful songs. They're meant
Yeah.
to fill
Joyful,
your
joyful
heart.
Lord.
And
Yeah.
how did things work out between you and that young lady?
She and I are still really good friends,
Oh.
which
I'm
is
so
really
happy
great.
to hear
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think she was somewhere like she had kind of just gotten out of a relationship, so it just I'm all for like people taking that time for themselves and like healing and like growing from that, because that's something. It was really difficult for me to do so much in my life. I was like a serial monogamist for a long time, so I would jump from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next. And then 4 years ago, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. So it's been nice just to kind of just do me and like
You have
lean
to.
into my own artistry, my own self love. So
There's
yeah.
so much to discover in relationships. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I agree. I keep it one night stands. That's
Mm.
it. Because I got to do me.
Is it like you can't get hurt if you keep it one night stands?
No, I end up hurting them.
Oh, okay.
They get
Yeah.
attached fast.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Or lady.
Ooh,
Either.
okay.
Either. Got to
Yeah.
get them out of there because they want to move in fast.
Let me ask you, because there was a rule I had, especially when I was recently single, which was like only one date a week. Because I was like, I need boundaries, so I'm not like, this is great. Shall we be together? It's just like my thing.
That's where you go.
Yeah, so I was like, one date a week, never spend the night if I can help it. You know what I'm saying? If anyone like felt different, I wouldn't have this a blank statement, but this was like kind of just rules that I was just trying to follow. So is there anything about that? Like, do you make sure they don't spend a night? Because I feel like cuddling is like where connection really
Intimate.
happens. Yeah, it's very intimate.
I have twin beds. So they can
Plural, too.
they can
I like
spend I have 2 bedrooms with twin beds. So they can spend the night next to me or in the other room in a twin bed, and if they have a family member
Just,
they can bring them.
okay, wow.
She operates a hostile sort of situation.
Not hostile, like
But-
an angry hostel. Like
Yeah, when there's no one around, I
OST.
can.
She also
yeah.
is
yeah,
hostile.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
easy.
Ooh,
Oh,
a hostile.
Hostile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I have a circular bed. It's kind of in the shape of a full moon. I'm the opposite of her. I love when people sleep over. My son slept in the bed with me and my partner. We're not married, but he's the father of my child for 14 years.
Whoa.
And then finally individuated. Thank God.
Wow.
I have a Tempur-Pedic single bed, and my husband, who I call my father, sleeps in the bed next to me.
Do you call your husband father?
I do.
Okay.
I do. He
Like Heavenly Father.
Like Heavenly Father.
Sort of.
Because
Like he's the head of the house.
He's the head of the house.
Right.
because
Okay.
she went from being her father's property to her husband's property.
The umbrella of authority.
Yeah.
Now, Echo, going into a different direction, you are what people might refer to as a sneakerhead.
I do love sneakers. I love sneakers, big time. Yeah.
Who calls it that? Sneakerhead.
Sneakerhead, yeah, there was like a show called Sneakerhead. It's like a popular, it's zeitgeisty. It's like in the culture. Yeah. My favorite sneakers right now are Golden Goose. I love them so much. They come distressed already. And so one of the things that was my biggest problem with sneakerhead, I get my brand new Jordans. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I don't want to wear them because then it's like in the sneakerhead community, if they look dusted or dirty, it's like, oh, those aren't fresh,
No.
But what I love about Golden Goose is they all come dirty and scuffed up and kind of messed up already. So you literally don't know if it's fresh, if it's old, and I wear them all. I don't think about them.
I love
They're
it.
pricey though. They're
Oh,
pretty
I'm sure.
expensive, but I just love the aspect that I'm wearing my sneakers constantly.
I think I'm going to just throw this out there. Golden Goose and Echo some sneakers.
Hey.
And also all 3 of us.
Yes, I agree. I would love that.
And maybe they could sponsor us.
That's
The
an-
golden goose, golden and goose-like and already worn in, but it's so fancy.
That's
a great
it's an
ad.
Italian. It's an Italian shoe brand.
Yes, they hand make
They got golden
each
goose.
shoe.
That's what I was wondering. How do they pronounce? Is that
That- and-
the proper? I mean,
in Italian. I had an Italian roommate. I should ask him how do you pronounce it?
Now, do you have any more roommates now?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have any more roommates.
That was
I was just, when I was first looking for my place in New York, I had a friend who lived in New York, and it was during the pandemic, obviously, so I wasn't
Yes.
there. And I was looking at everything over Zoom, but he was like the boots on the ground, and eventually I was like, dude, if I get a place, do you maybe want to rent out a room? Like, I'll give you a major discount.
like that.
Don't worry about it. And so we did that for a year. But then I just realized that I just really needed my own space in New
Yes.
York. I kind of felt like my first year in New York, and I was like back and forth, like 30% in New York, 70% in LA. But I felt like all my experiences were kind of tailored around my roommate as opposed to being my own individual, getting my Sarah Jessica Parker on.
Yes,
kind
yes,
of vibes.
yes.
Because you're a giver. You give of yourself. It's very easy for you to do this.
And New York is jammed with people. So you want to, when you get a chance to get your space, you got to take it.
Yeah. And it's been, I've been roommate free for about a year, and it's been like night and day how much I enjoy the city more. Not to say that he wasn't a good roommate; he was a great roommate. Like one of the best roommates you can have. I'm just
Right.
like, I'm just at a place where I think I kind of just like my own space. You know?
Right.
Yep.
I've had a lot of roommates, and I had one that would have sleep terrors in the closet and be screaming. One that would be in the shower with a significant other for hours.
Oh,
That's
whoa.
that's very uncomfortable.
I don't like that. You get very pruny.
Very
Yeah.
pruny.
And all the hot water's gone. basically.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're really
Exactly.
wasting water, especially
Your
in
husband
California.
would like pruny.
He does.
Yeah.
He really
Yeah, you
does.
would like.
Yeah.
Have you done that? Have you thought about getting into the shower for long periods of time to get pruny?
I do that on a regular basis, and I slough off my skin, and I.
But that keeps it fresh. You can't slough it.
Oh,
you got to
well,
keep it.
That's where I'm
you
going
gotta get
wrong.
it dry.
That's
Keep
where
it dry.
I'm going wrong.
They have those like high showers that you can put in your it's HAI. You could put them in, and they have like the little tablets you can put in that have
that's
like
right.
vitamins or like stuff to help ease you into bed.
I do have a medical stool for the shower
Oh, that's cool.
To sit down and relax.
to sit down.
Yeah.
Just-
I have a question about sneakers. Have you ever suffered from plantar fasciitis?
You know, that's a good question.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's when like the bottom of your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was dealing with some issues with the bottom of my feet. Let's get real here. And then I went to the podiatrist.
That's
Hey,
right.
that's it. And I was like, I might have plantar fasciitis. I don't know. I've been hearing about this. And he did all these tests. He's like, no, you're fine. Like, everything looks good. He gave me like some kind of soles to put in.
Yes.
He's like, do you walk around barefoot a lot? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why don't
That's
you try
it.
putting on like house shoes and things like
House
that.
shoes.
And ever since that, I just have probably like some Birkenstocks and some,
There you go.
what are those called that all the doctors have? They wear
Dr.
Dr.
Scholl's.
Scholl's.
Crocs.
Sorry.
Crocs.
Yes, Crocs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have just a pair of those. So I wear those around the house, and knock on wood, if there's some wood around here, the pain has been pretty good for over a year now. So.
Because stylish shoes don't always have great
That's why I
arch
asked.
support.
That's why I asked.
True.
And when you're in New York City, you're walking much more than you do
Walking
in
a
Los
ton.
Angeles. Now, when you're walking down the street in New York City, I love when people are walking and they check their reflection out in. Do you do that when you're walking and everyone's sort of looking their best and everyone's sort of on display? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And do you always just like really quick to check to see how you're
Fit
looking?
check.
Yeah.
Fit check.
Check your
fit
physique.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a long mirror in the house in New York, so I'm always checking that out. And I do a fit check. I'm walking. I'm like, oh, there I go. Okay, looking good still.
You got to feel good
not
about
looking too
yourself.
trash.
You got to feel good about yourself.
New York inspired me to step up my fashion game big time. Just seeing everyone. Like, I think it was one time. My aesthetic before New York in the winter was pretty much, man, you probably think it's homeless. Like, that's all I can say. Like, I'd have a full beard.
Which
and I
Lana
wear the
finds
pu-
very attractive. So.
Oh, there's been a variety of unhoused men who I've brought home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But personally, if I don't see my reflection in a mirror, I don't know if I exist or not. So mirrors are important.
Yeah.
It's like, there I am. Am I there? You know?
Yeah.
Hey,
How do you step up your winter look?
Yeah.
Well, so for instance, I went from the puffer, like big old, like ugly boots. Like I saw one guy in Central Park, and he had like just such a nice trench coat, like a Canadian Goose trench coat.
Sure.
And just nice pants.
aren't cheap.
And like not cheap. He probably had like some YSL boots on, which was
Probably.
kind of silly because it was snowing a lot. But I was just like,
you spray them with leather protectant. You're good to
spray 'em
go.
with leather protector. That's facts.
Scotch Guard.
Scotch Guard 'em.
Yeah, there's a lot of options out here. I thought he looked so dope.
It's a sleek look.
It was a sleek look.
Sure.
And I was like, I have to switch it up. I like that. And I bought a trench coat. I went to Sweden last
Oh,
November.
I'm obsessed with
It
Sweden.
was I love it. I want to go back. I could see myself living there one day, like part time, not full time.
Okay,
I like to
okay.
kind of mix it up. And I bought this like cool, funky trench coat from this place called Grandpa. And I got on the plane, and I got so many compliments. And then I was like, I love that. Like, I love when people say, like, that looks so nice.
It's like
or
a
whatever.
respect factor in a weird way.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I was already picking up on fashion game, but now I'm like very much like thinking of like cool colors and different, and just trying to do my own thing.
And you
too.
can pull it off if you could be in the studio, listeners, to see this guy.
I
He
know
pulls
it's
it
sort of
off.
like a fresh take on an army fatigue.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
there's embroidered
art.
Sure.
It's so exciting.
I got to put my producer pants on because we're running out of time.
Have they been washed?
No, you know how I keep my pants lasting a long time. Echo will like this. The way you keep pants that you like from not wearing out, you do not wash them. Just put them in the sun inside out. Kills everything.
Whoa, see,
That's it.
I didn't know about the inside out part.
Well, because that's what's rubbing against your bits,
Yeah,
and that's where they get.
And
you
sort
know,
of your juices are sort
That's
of
where your
baked
juices
in
are
there.
flowing, and where you need to clean them out, and you need to
Yeah.
put some sun on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we like to play a game with our guests before they leave.
Okay.
And so,
God, I could talk with this man all day.
Well, me too.
Just
Too.
gone
I
by
he's
so
lovely.
fast. Will you
Too.
come back again sometime?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'd love to come back.
Okay.
so
Yes, very
this is
much so.
this is something you probably played if you're in the improv world. It's called, and I looked this up online. It's called mind meld. And so what we're going to do in the studio is we're going to say two words, and then we're going to try to think of a word that combines those words, and see if we can get a mind meld before Echo leaves.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is if you have one, you're going to say, "Hey, ladies," because this is about a show. This is multiple talking women.
Yes.
So this is a lady. So you say, "Hey, ladies," "Hey, ladies," and then we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and try to find a word.
Okay.
You'll get it as we go.
Okay.
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 I'll
So
start
who
with
wants?
Felicity.
Okay, you two
Nervous,
start.
I'm excited.
So we're
Okay.
going to count. Hey, ladies.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Batter.
Mayonnaise.
Batter.
Batter and mayonnaise. Batter and
batter,
mayonnaise. Hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
1, 2, 3.
Deviled
Eggs. Oh, so close.
Eggs and deviled eggs?
Is that
Are you
it? Did we
I
do it?
feel like that's it.
That's it.
I feel like that's it.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Well, hey, then we're done.
God, you're
God, I'm
connected.
hungry.
Oh.
I'm so hungry for that
Yes.
tang of the deviled eggs.
Oh,
when
my
you bite
God.
in.
Oh, what a
I
tang.
don't
You know I
know.
only eat hard-boiled eggs,
I
but a
don't-
deviled egg is like a hard-boiled
Yeah.
egg.
I
So
don't know how you went from batter to egg.
Because there's
Oh,
egg in
batter,
batter,
egg.
and
Now
also
I
there's
get
eggs and
it.
mayonnaise.
Now I
Yeah.
get it. God, do you think
He just
I
went a
could-
level fancier than me.
Yeah.
There's so many
Mayonnaise and
more
egg.
things I want to talk to Echo about. He's kind of just a life-affirming person.
He truly is.
I
There's
feel like,
there's
okay.
nothing he can't do.
Yeah.
But
he
we've
can look
got
great in
Jack,
wintertime.
our guy. He's yelling at me through the booth. We got to go.
We gotta go. But
getting
next
screamed
time,
at.
and hey,
Do you-
non-religious spiritual blessings to you for the week coming.
And all the religious spiritual blessings to you.
and
as
do you
well.
want to leave us with a something motivational?
Yeah.
Great.
You know, life is a marathon. Take each step of that marathon. I mean, take each phase of that marathon day by day, step by step. I think Akira Toriyama is the person who said when you're trying to climb Mount Everest, you don't think, oh, I got to climb Mount Everest. You just take it step by step by step, and then eventually you look up and you've climbed Mount Everest.
And you're looking good
Yeah.
when you
I'm
get
sorry,
there.
Akira Kurosawa.
I was gonna say
said that.
Akira Kurosawa. He's a
yeah.
filmmaker.
great.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
amazing filmmaker.
Japanese
Yeah,
filmmaker.
Seven Samurai.
The Seven Samurai.
Benjo the
Right.
Sheriff, everything like that.
Wow.
Really good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Next time you
you for
come, we'll
being
have a
here.
platter of double eggs waiting.
Oh, thank you. My mother's very religious, so she would only call them angel eggs.
Oh, right,
Yes,
of course.
Yes, of course.
Of course, because you don't want to bring.
Oh, I
the
like
bring double
her.
in,
I
absolutely.
like her.
Multiple Talking Women is hosted by Lauren Burns, Ariane Price, and Lisa Shurga, and produced by Carafano and Amelia Misco at Stampede Ventures for the Stampede Podcast Network. Okay, I'm done now.